How you doing, guys? Little bit of Walgreens talk this morning. I just got home, and some things occurred to me that I think maybe seemed obvious to me, but I figured that I had to mention because maybe they're not obvious. These things, they're $4. You get a $4 registry reward on this melatonin. Fine. These scrunchies, they're usually $3.99, but this week they're $2.99, and you get a $2 registry reward, so that they cost you $1. Usually they cost $4, so good price if you need those. There are tear pads and peelies around. I didn't have any, but they definitely are out there for these, which would make them free or a small money maker. This thing, registry reward wise, and I'm sorry if you got the clam chat pinging in the background. I forgot to turn it off. The fish oil. This is spend 7, get 7. But in this book right here, the new vitamin book, there's a $2 off any Sundown Naturals coupon. And the thing about that, so that makes that a $2 moneymaker, obviously. But the thing about this book is that the coupons do not expire until May of 2014. So you have a $2 this week. You have a $2 moneymaker with coupons that you don't even need to take into the store with you because you can find them in the store. My store had probably 30 of these books around. They hang, if you don't know, they hang in containers in the aisles. You want these, okay? I made a video last year that went over each of the books that were available and how you wanted them to get a lot of them. Over the last year, not many weeks have gone by where there hasn't been a moneymaker based on something that happened in that book. Okay? So when you see them, don't take one. Take a bunch. And take a bunch every time you go in, because you're never going to look at your stack of Walgreens coupon books and say, gee, I wish I didn't have so many of these moneymaker coupons. That's not going to happen. And at Walgreens, more than any other drugstore, it is very important to have a bankroll of store rewards, because when double dips happen, like yesterday with the Garnier, that was a very high out-of-pocket, very high return deal. It was one of those deals where you could spend, if you spent $75 after coupons, you'd get back a couple of 100,000 points. And if you have the registry rewards to do that, then that makes the best trade in town, right? And then you can take those points and go back and buy registry rewards and so forth. So my point is that establishing a bankroll at Walgreens more than any other store is very important. So if you think that, one coupon is enough, or one item is enough, or whatever, I think you should rethink it, because look, I don't need or want necessarily the number of fish oils that I'm buying today. However, if someone wants to give me $2 to buy them, I'll buy every one that they have. And that is how the pros, and you should know that of all the drugstores, the people who do this professionally and resell and whatever else people do with their couponing stuff, the people who are really, really hardcore that make me look like nothing, Walgreens is where they do it. Okay, there is no store with the volume potential that Walgreens has. It doesn't exist. Rite Aid's my favorite store. You can't get the amount of stuff at Rite Aid that you can at Walgreens if stuff is what you want. And CVS is whatever. But anyway, I don't want to ramble about it, but building up these store rewards, very, very important at Walgreens, because it's compound interest. If you start with 100 in store rewards and you make 20% better that week plus all your stuff, now you've got 120. If you start with $10 in store rewards and you can make 20% on it, now you've got $12. So it really does compound like that. It happens every week. There are deals you will not be able to get in on if you aren't willing to either pay the money or you don't have store rewards to go into it. So when something like this happens, when something like that happens, don't be shy about what you get or how many you get. And look, This is a whole other video, but I know that some people have stores that limit, and I know that there's a lot of stuff that goes along with that. It's all part of the game. There is no crying in couponing. There just isn't. Alright? So do what you can. Those are the money makers. My advice to you is to really rack up on it. That's not new advice coming from me, really. Alright? Anyway, I hope you guys have a great morning. Enjoy Walgreens. Talk to you soon.